My name's Mike Baker and I'm a barrister, and I'm sitting in my chambers, which is my office, in the Temple in central London.
What does a barrister do?
A barrister gets given a case by a solicitor and prepares the case for the court hearing. Once you're at court, then you argue on behalf of your client. Because I'm a criminal defence barrister, that means my client is someone who's accused by the police of doing a crime.
What kind of law do you specialise in?
I specialise in criminal defence law. That means I represent people who the police say have done a crime. Sometimes it'll be not very serious, like someone's a bit drunk and gets in a fight, and sometimes it's much more serious, like people who import serious drugs into England.
What's the difference between a barrister and a solicitor?
When someone has a problem, like maybe they want a divorce, or they're accused by the police of a crime, or where they live, the landlord wants them to leave, they go and see a solicitor. And the solicitor prepares the case and says, I want a specialist in this area to present the case at court. And the difference between a solicitor and a barrister is that the solicitor prepares the case, and then the barrister is the specialist who presents the case at court.
How do you become a barrister?
To become a barrister, you first of all have to get a degree in law. That takes you 3 years. Or you can get a degree in another subject. My degree was in English, and then a further 1 year law specialisation. Then you're a lawyer. Then you have to do another year training to become a barrister. Then you do an apprenticeship, which is called pupillage, and after a year of that, then you're a barrister.
What does the job entail?
I work in courts all over England, usually in London. Most days I'll go to a court in London and work there until perhaps 5 o'clock. Then I'll come back here and prepare a case for the next day, or maybe see a client about their case in the future. Or some days I have to go to prison to see a client there. And on other days I'll stay at home and I'll read and prepare a case there.
What clothes do you have to wear for work?
When I'm here in chambers working all day on my computer, I just wear jeans and a t-shirt. When I'm meeting a client, then I wear my suit. And when I go to court, I wear this. I wear my barrister's collar, my wig and my gown.
So tell me about the clothes you have to wear to court.
When I go to court, I take off my ordinary collar and put on a barrister's collar. These are still worn today by people who go to posh weddings and who go to posh parties. Instead of my tie, I wear these barrister's tabs. Also, I wear my barrister's gown. 300 years ago, a gown was a sign of academic learning, worn by scholars and school teachers. Today, not many scholars and school teachers wear them, only barristers wear them, and today you can hear barristers are called my learned friend in court. The unusual thing about a barrister's gown is a barrister's gown has a pocket on the back, and traditionally that was how you paid your barrister, by putting money into the pocket. Also, I wear my barrister's wig. 300 years ago in England, all gentlemen, by which I mean men of an upper class, wore wigs. Today the tradition has died out and only barristers wear wigs. Women barristers, as well as men barristers, wear wigs. I don't wear this every time I go to court. I wear this when I go to do a serious case in front of a judge and a jury. When I go to court to do a less serious case, I just wear my suit. And I don't wear this when the case involves children, because it frightens them. We're standing in front of the Royal Courts of Justice in the Strand. Just down that alleyway is my chambers, and beyond that is the Temple. The Temple is an 800-year-old institution. Historically, all student barristers used to have to live and sleep and eat in the Temple in order to qualify. And when they qualified as barristers, they usually worked in the Temple. nowadays lots of barristers still work in the Temple. Well, as you can see, there's some typical English weather today and it's a bit cold, so I suggest we go somewhere a bit warmer. Okay, well that's better. Now what do you want to ask me?
Tell us about some of the traditions of the law courts.
Oh, there's lots of traditions of the law courts. One tradition is that whenever a barrister gets a brief, it's wrapped up in ribbon like this. Normally it's pink ribbon, but a prosecution brief is white ribbon, and I think a tax case is green ribbon. But whenever I get a case, it's pink ribbon because it's criminal defence. Another tradition is that when a barrister meets another barrister for the first time, they don't shake hands because you're saying, I know you already because I trust you because you're a barrister.
Who's been one of your favourite clients and why?
My favourite client was a retired serious criminal. He was an armed robber, and after he retired he was wrongly accused by the police of something he didn't do. He was very worried, but he was a gentleman throughout, and he was a real pleasure to do business with. And after the jury found him not guilty, he gave me that statue that you can see in my room.
What do you like and dislike about your job?
What I like about my job is the freedom. I can do my own cases, and what I also like is the sense of responsibility. I really feel like I've achieved something when I win a big case. What I don't like is that responsibility is very stressful, and it's difficult to always be in charge of a difficult case.
Why did you choose criminal law?
When I was younger, I had a strong sense of right and wrong, a strong sense of justice. When I became a barrister, I wasn't interested in houses and in contracts, so it was natural I was going to do criminal law because it's about real human issues. It's about real people with real problems.